Thank you, thank you. We can scream again. Yeah, well done, well done. Thank you, Program Director. The tea bag made sure that we transformed the color of water. It has changed now, so we are really happy. MECs who are with us here, His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to South Africa, and I know there are quite a number of ambassadors who are following us, as you have indicated, because I've been receiving a lot of messages. Quite a number of embassies are following this proceeding. The members of legislature, we always appreciate your support, that even when we are in action, you do come and do your oversight to say we are not hosting a talk show. Program Director Freddy is not a talk show host. He's a man who wants to see action happening. I'm not saying I'm motivating for you to get the job against next year, but so far you have proven to us that we were doing well. Executive mayors and mayors, councillors, the Director General, the job is still safe, and your HODs within the job is still safe. Our chairpersons of both LEDA, LTA, and all the subsidiaries of LEDA and all our entities. I'm not going to mention all of you by your names and portfolios, but to say LEDA board, the job is still safe. You are still there. Members of the House of Traditional Leaders, I've seen Limpopo Investment, they are still with us. Our faith-based organization, the business community, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, our participants, both those that we are in this house and also those who are following us on different platforms. I still repeat with excitement, Dimacheron, Abushe, Tobela, good morning, Huyemore, Auslochile Bach. Hey, as we conclude this remarkable Limpopo Investment Conference, it is with great joy that I stand before you on this transformative day. Today, we celebrate the bounty that has showered upon our province, much like a long-awaited rain that nourishes the earth. Program Director, certainly, today we can say with pride that your ears were firmly on the ground, emulating the ancient wisdom of putting ears on the ground. As I indicated yesterday, when our ancestors want to detect whether it will rain or not, they put their ears on the ground. Because yesterday we witnessed the clouds gather, and today we can truly say it has indeed rained. Rained with the promise of 170.038 billion worth of investment. Such a deluge of opportunities invigorates our spirit and fills us with hope and determination. The air is electric with possibility. You can feel that electricity in the house. And every drop represents the potential that lies ahead for our communities and for our economy. As we look forward, I want to urge Limpopo Economic Development Agency, Chairperson, and your board. I'm told the Deputy Chair is also with us. Together with your board, you have to diligently follow up on these pledges, providing regular updates to our provincial government so that we may ensure accountability and transparency in our administration. I've always emphasized that it is the essential role that local government plays, and I call upon our municipalities and also your councils to take up this challenge with earnestness and vigor. I'm sitting with the executive mayor of Polokwane, who's currently acting, and we are agreeing that indeed, even his opening remarks, he was able to brag about projects that were pledged in this investment conference, but we are now seeing them, we are now seeing development in our city because the city, the councillors were able to resolve, whether it's an issue of land, they were able to resolve, whether it's an issue of bulk infrastructure. You know, we had to resolve through our DG that the State Theatre must also have the bulk infrastructure. So if the municipality does not come on board, we can have all these pledges. The 170 billion plus will remain, you will be a talk show host. So in order to avoid that, we must get our leader board. In your meetings, your bread and butter issue will be to follow up every single cent, rand that has been pledged in this conference today. So you don't have to sit down and have all these strategic sessions that will be costing you a lot of time out of your work, because being a board of an SOE, it must be equivalent to being a volunteer. You have what we want. The 170 is there. It needs to be implemented, and you need to find a way. And if you are not winning with the municipalities, that's why the MEC exists. If you're not winning with the MEC, that's why the Premier exists. And that's what you must just do. You are not going to come to me at the end of this year, because our investment conference year starts now in November. It will end by end of October. You're not going to come to me a week before and say we could only implement less than 23%, and the reason is because so and so municipality, it's not helping. Department of Roads and Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, they are not assisting. Treasury, it's not really looking into all this. I will not take that. I will only take it now when you come to me and say, Premier, your people are not coming on board. What do we do? So that we act on those, whether it's politicians who think they've got all the power, we must kneel down on them for things to happen. It's not about us, it's about the people of this province. Therefore, we must implement this. And the starting point is that you are going to convene a workshop which will be engaging directly with the owners of these pledges. Fortunately, these are not anonymous pledges. They've got names of companies. We know who are the directors of those companies. We're going to call them and have a workshop and agree on the way forward. Because we don't want this investment and conference to have meaningless. To an average graduate out there who is looking forward to be employed one day. But I'm also saying to our graduates out there, if you are following us and you have seen, we even classify them sector per sector. To our grade 12 learners, to grade 11 learners who are still looking towards going to a university to apply for which course or to a TVET college in terms of their post-matric qualifications. These pledges have given you a direction as to what course are you going to apply and train for. Office management, I didn't see it featuring here. The same goes to those teachers who are teaching career. We call upon them because we said, unfortunately, we can't bring learners, it's exam time. But we expect the teachers to follow us on the social media so that when they guide their learners to say, go and study this, it will be informed by the economy of this province. When we say, let's advise our children to study courses so that they can have skills that respond to our economy, we mean this. But I'm not happy. I know my special advisors are here. Dr. Hope, she's an economist, young as she is. She's got a master's in economy from UP and a doctorate from the USA. I usually want to work with those who are smarter than me because my knowledge reaches a certain level. So those who are smarter than me will be able to assist me so that I can stand with pride in front of you. Otherwise, if I appoint only those who are smarter than Freddy, I can't stand because I won't have anything to tell you. That's the biggest problem of us politicians. We always want to work with those commander, chief, leadership, cocaine. Those ones will not give you the 170 billion. And work with those who are smarter than you. They'll give you 170 billion. So she's far much more smarter than me, so she can be able to calculate. But I also know what is needed. And I also have got the advisor on traditional leadership, Ndabezitha Maumani. He's a former magistrate, so he knows law, he knows traditional leadership. There's nothing that Magoshi can tell me now. If they come to cry, I said, hey, here is your person. So that's how you survive as a leader. You don't have to be smart. You just have to bring smarter people around you, smarter than you. So that's what I do. And don't feel offended. Take away the low self-esteem. When you are with smarter people, they will make you look smart and make you look brilliant, even if you are not brilliant. So, too many of you appear brilliant with the speeches. I don't write speeches. I've got smart people to write these speeches for me. And I've got advice. So I was saying to them, just look at the pledges. It just talk to what the statistician general has indicated, that we're not doing well in manufacturing. It's only 2. We have not even got $1 billion combined in terms of manufacturing pledges. And statistician general says, if we can just push harder on manufacturing MEC, we might find ourselves, that 0.9% will be nothing. We can achieve easily that 2.2% growth that we are earmarking as this 7th administration. So we must now start focusing, leader, on manufacturing. That's what we must sit down, lock ourselves in a room. PEGAG members who are here, you must also sit down in your room, in a room, and lock yourself and start to ask yourself, what is it we can do to advise administration in terms of how we can unlock all the potential within the manufacturing? Both the minister yesterday and the statistician and many presenters have indicated that we do have potential. So let's just work on that. So next year, so that when I'm working here, I'm not reminded that, by the way, it's 0.9%. And thank you very much for really restoring my pride. I'm proud of 0.9%. The average in the country is 0.5. I'm 0.9. No, 0.9. So what needs to happen is that we must build on the 0.9% so that we can see ourselves moving towards that 2.2% growth. So also, that workshop, it's going to assist us, especially, I saw one headline yesterday, Limpopo Premier to unlock all these regulatory burdens that impede on the progress. And I'm glad that that headline says, I'm going to keep that article so that whenever I'm in the meeting, I'm meeting you as leader, I'm meeting MECs, I'll remind you of the commitment that I made. The program director yesterday says, what Premier pronounced It's policy. It must be implemented. It must just be done. There are things that might need a lekgotla to start to analyze, but this one, we must go and find a way. One of the areas which we are suggesting is that let's look into adopting the public-private partnership as a key model towards delivery of infrastructure and all the developmental projects. We know we are not experts. Well, let's look at Hoedspruit Airport. Why it's functional? It's through the partnership with private sector. I think the same we can. Where we know as government, we've got our weaknesses. Because while we're saying we are on a developmental state, we want to build state capacity, we are still scrambling with, to change a globe. Until such time when we get the globe. So we can't think of building a huge infrastructure when we are still struggling somewhere. So where we do not have the capacity yet, let's go the PPP route. Whether it's funding, if there are those who says we can build your cargo here in Polokwane Airport and manage it and give it back to you in 10 years, it's just that we need to be very careful and don't enter into those agreements which are meaningless. We must enter into those agreements that we know will benefit the people of Limpopo. If we want to really make sure that our airport becomes functional, we might have to go that route. We have tried on our own. We have not, we are not winning. But we can follow the public-private partnership route. We want to build the rail. We can't dream and say we have that capacity. We have to go through the private-public partnership. I'm not sure, because one of the chair of the subsidiary, it's my leader in the Communist Party, and I'm also sitting there, they will agree with me. We are not privatizing, we just want to build the state capacity in the meantime. Once the capacity is there, we are going to do our way. Let me give you an example. When I became the MEC for Health, the kitchens has been outsourced. And so, but you can't outsource cooking. This one we can simply do, we insource. It makes sense. We went to TVET College, we get into partnership. They trained food service aides for us who understand what a diabetic meal, what does it mean. We appointed them, we buy equipment. That's why the food in our province. I recently visited Siloam Hospital, where we had our fellow who got an accident from Eastern Cape to Harare. And when I went there, I found others who were discharged, but were refusing to go home. Because the food there that I saw, what they're eating, they're still maintaining that standard. I went to Limpopo Hospital hoping maybe they've changed. The standard is still good. Who's cooking? Our own TVET graduates from this province. I congratulated the MEC and say, the same model, we can still use it in terms of getting artisan. When the pipe bursts, you don't have to look for 3 quotations. You must have a plumber who will come and fix. But of course, plumbing for Limpopo Academic Hospital, you can't just go to TVET. You need people who understand, who will be able to help you. So that's what we are talking about. I hope I'll be forgiven by my own organization because I remain a communist in my heart. I am not privatizing the state, but I'm just saying where state has capacity, it will implement. Where we don't have capacity, there are men and women in this house who are ready to help us. So let's go in, and it's all about development and developing our province. Our province, rich in economic potential, stands ready to leverage our own special economic zone to attract those investments and drive industrialization and create sustainable jobs. So we are presented with an extraordinary opportunity to position Limpopo as a continental hub for manufacturing and agro-processing by harnessing the rules of the African continental free trade area. Let us capitalize on our geographic position, where we are a gateway to SADC. There's no any other province in our country which has got this advantage like Limpopo. When you look on your north side, it's Beit Bridge, the largest port, land port in the country. Where you go on the west side, it's Groblersdal Bridge, which connect us to Botswana. When you go to the east side, we connect South Africa to Mozambique. So if you are to look at the market that these 3 ports of entry it's able to command, then you are really, as Limpopo, not taking advantage of this geographic location that our ancestors who decided to settle here made. We don't need an air to be able to access the continent. So it is crucial that we also recognize that Limpopo as a new frontier of national growth. I can't overemphasize what the minister has indicated, especially when he spoke about the vast mineral deposits that are not just resources, but are building blocks of energy transition we desperately need. So by localizing, processing, and manufacturing, we can create jobs and produce essential components for technology like the solar panels and also the batteries. With your immense solar energy potential, we have a unique opportunity to lead in generating the clean, low-cost electricity. So as your provincial government, we commit ourselves to facilitating economic diplomacy, ensuring that as investors, you have the international access and support that you need in order for you to thrive. It is my firm belief, and that of my executive, that by our next investment conference, we are going to demonstrate an improved implementation from the 23% through our collaborative efforts. And I need to maybe clarify this to some of our regular followers who don't understand how investment conferences work. Because as I was going through the comment, for instance, there is a commentator, someone who comments there regularly called Khumucho Molekwa. If you're watching, let me try to explain, because I've seen there are many people like Putili Khanyani and quite a number of them who tried to respond to him, to say this 170 billion, it's going to add on the 88 billion of MEC Mawai, and your ANC comrades now are going to really loot a lot. To say, how can they fail to build roads, to build schools, when they have just received a boost of another 170 billion? I'm saying our responsibility as government, which I've said yesterday, is to make sure we create a conducive environment for business to be able to thrive, and they will be able to making pledges. It's another way of creating that environment. Because once your pledge is here, reflected, it becomes the Premier's key performance area that together with you will be able to make sure we clear all the ways and allow you to implement. And once you are able to implement, then both me and you will laugh and smile, because jobs will be created. From a development stage where construction is happening, even if they are short-term jobs, but those are jobs. A job is a job. And there will be permanent jobs once that project starts to function. So the money is not going to MEC Mawai, because I'm a bit worried that on Monday, the communities will be matching, demanding roads that you just receive 170 billion. So we are explaining to those who are out there who do not understand what this means. So to say we are here and we are happy that there are these commitments and pledges that are made. But also on the other side, Program Director, I'm very excited that we've moved from the 120 billion by another 50 billion to 170 billion. And what is exciting me, these are multi-year projects. Some of them, when we're doing the verification outside there, the MEC was explaining to me to say, look, these ones are pledging the 35 billion now, but they will still come next year because their projects will be implemented in phases. It's not just a one-year project. These are going to be projects that we'll see happening, probably some for the next 5 years. And I was excited because the markets have got confidence in the leadership of the 7th administration. If you did not achieve this 170, it means MEC Matibe. What I didn't tell you is that you were telling me indirectly that the markets vote of no confidence on Premier Ramathuba. So market have just voted to say Premier Ramathuba can stay for another year. So to all of you investors, especially those of you who approached me during the sessions out there, I'm assuring you that our technical team is going to reach out to each and every one of you and address all the challenges that you are facing. If they don't, my office is open. I am here and my job is to make sure that we clear that environment. So before I conclude, allow me to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Limpopo Provincial Government, all my members of Executive Council who did not leave this to MEC Matibe, but make sure that this is our problem, which all of us must work jointly. Because if MEC Matibe alone has to do this, it's not going to happen. Because some of the issues would involve the MEC for Coxter because it needs municipalities. And he was there. Some involved access in terms of roads network. It involves the MEC for public works, roads and infrastructure. Some of them involves the skills. It requires the DG together with the Human Resource Development Council. So to you, the Director General and your HODs, I am saying, I really appreciate. You have shown that the people of Limpopo matters the most. To the Limpopo Tourism Agency, CEO, the chair and the board of LTA, we appreciate the work that you have done. And of course, our sponsors and our media partners, we appreciate your invaluable support. Let's remember that our people look to this initiative with hopeful hearts. They dream of jobs and they dream of opportunities that will lead to a brighter future. Together, we can never fail them. There is no room for failure. It's impossible that I must fail. It cannot happen, never. Even if President Mandela once said, never and never again, that quote. But for me, I'm saying, yes, indeed, it must never happen that we fail this time around. We failed in the past 30 years in areas that we made commitment. We are saying this time around, there is no option for failure. There's no room for failure, our chairperson and your board. And also, as we welcome your CEO for LEDA, I want to congratulate him and congratulate you for board, as a board, for finally appointing the new CEO. I'm still to be introduced. I'm still to be introduced probably on Monday. You are coming in, CEO. I'm sure you might be sitting here at a time wherein we have managed to work our economy to grow by 0.9%. We've been able to increase our investment. We've never had such 170 billion pledges. We are having it, you are entering those big shoes. Sustain them or you perish. Straightforward. I'm not going to beg you. If you are not doing well, I will tell MEC to say, MEC, you know what needs to happen. Fire him. And if you go, MEC must go to the board fire him. If they don't, and even if you know, you can come and know me and say, Premier, they are ill-treating me in LEDA. I'm going to be sweet and say, hey, but those people are very bad. Knowing it's me who has started the fire. And I know how to pretend. Say, Mara, why would he do this to such a great... And then when you leave my office, I call him, Bomatibe, press on. You are on the right track. As long as you are not performing, you're not performing. What is the point for you to come to me and say, oh, Bomatibe are cruel? And now I have got 6.5 million people looking for jobs from me. Go and perform. I told the HOD the other day, I don't need people to post me on Facebook, say, I've got a lot who can do that. From you, when you're polishing my shoes, means delivering on your key performance area. Then you are the best of my friend. When they chase you, when I know you have increased this, that's when I will make sure, Matibe, now you are making a mess. Then I will call him there. If you are delivering and they start chasing you for delivering, then you have my support. But if they're chasing you for not delivering, no, that is not them. It's me. So with the 170 billion rand now in our grasp, we're ready to transform our promises into reality. As I've said, I am Madam Commitment, not Madam Premises. Thank you very much for attending, including those who are online. We reach up at some stage, more than 2,000. We're saying thank you very much. And let us move forward with a renewed vigor as we embrace the reign of opportunity that has blessed our province today. Thank you.